Hey guys, it's Tag from Dad of 6. Today is the first day of daylight savings time, and I got up early this morning. I went and did a rotisserie beef for a potluck at our church this morning, and so I was at church at 7:30 and started doing that, and there's nothing left of it. It was done by 12 o'clock this afternoon, right when everything started. So I will just put a little bit of a video of that. It wasn't much, it was just showing how it worked. But what I'm showing right now, I'm getting ready to grill again. So I guess it's like the first day of daylight savings. I've been outside grilling all day. But I'm getting ready to light the grill, and we're going to do beer butt chicken. It's something that we've been doing for a while now, and I'll show you how I make that. Alright guys, once again, I'm still using that lump charcoal. I use this for everything. And I do it over in direct heat again, so I'm going to have my flame burning in the middle. And I'll take out one grate, and I'll show you when I get the chicken on why I do that. So we're going to put in our fluid. Nice little dousing of that on there. And then I always start lighting in the rear. Look at that. And it's the same charcoal we used on the rotisserie video from when we went camping last weekend. Yeah, it was last weekend. No, it was 2 weeks ago. And I'm probably going to be running out of light soon, so once I get the chicken on, I'll probably have to get the lights out so I can show you what I'm doing. It's been a pretty quiet day. It was rainy most of the day. You know, when I was doing the rotisserie at church, it was just got a little wet. But I kept the heat high, and I never had any problem with the rain hitting the coals. And then tonight I'm underneath the garage being built, I guess you could say. And now there's a dog barking across the street. Now sometimes I fan this a little bit. I have an old pizza box lid that I just kind of use to fan the charcoal to get it hot in places. You know, I've talked to a lot of other chefs and so-called chefs and people that are grill masters, and they talk about they have the smoker for this and I've got a smoker for that, and you know, I've got this grill that's got a smoker box on the side of it. I've never used it. I have never used it before. I don't use wood chips. To me, it's just right here in this charcoal, and I don't need to soak wood or soak wood chips and put them on there. I've got a gas smoker. I've never used it. It's here. I used it as an oven, and that's all I've done with it. I prefer doing this method with the indirect heat. That's my fanning. And the coals will get ready in a few minutes. And then we'll shut the lid and let the grill heat up. And then I'll go in and get the chicken. And then we'll go from there. Alright, now that I've got the grill already heated up and ready to go, what I'm going to have is, you know, whole raw chicken. I like to season this with Old Bay or any type of seafood butter. It just changes the whole way that poultry tastes if you use this. And then once I coat it with this, I'll put the beer, which is, you know, I use Miller Lite. And I'm also going to coat it with some pan spray, or Pam. This isn't really any product endorsement, but, you know, I don't mind doing them if they're going to, like, send me some stuff. But anyway, that's what we use, or I use when I do this. So I'll go ahead and get the grill open. Might move some coals around. Spread it out so the heat's a little more even. Now, I'm going to put some gloves on, just because whenever I handle raw chicken at work, I always have gloves on. And it's actually, you know, it's not a bad habit to have, it's not a bad habit to have, actually. So before I touch any chicken, find out that it's best to have half a can of beer that you're going to use inside the chicken. So this is a full one, so we're going to need to get rid of half of it. Alright, there's half of it. Excuse me. So now we're going to go ahead and season the chicken. And I'll make sure to wipe off the outside of the can of Old Bay before it goes back up into the cabinet. Same thing with the pan spray. So, you take the chicken and you want to put the can of beer up into the cavity, like so, and then you just set it right onto the grill. Now, I do the breast side first, towards the coals. I'm going to go ahead and take these off now that that's on the grill. Trash bag, pan spray. I coat the outside of the chicken with it. Front and back. Which kind of crisps the skin up a little bit. And you want to make sure where you spray it, because it's highly flammable, and a lot of people don't realize that. Well, it's kind of fun. So, let me move that out of the way. And this is the second can of beer, which is for me. Now, while this is cooking, to adjust the heat for the backside, rather than turn the chicken around, I will just slide the grate over to do the backside. So this is how I cook with indirect heat. So now I will close the lid, and we will come back and check on it in a little bit. And this usually takes anywhere between 45 minutes and then to an hour, depending on what size chicken that you have. And we'll just check it back in a little bit. Cheers. I've taken the Old Bay and the pan spray and got it cleaned up, and I took all that back in the house, so it's taken care of. I've even washed the pan that I had the chicken in, so that when the chicken comes off the grill, I have a pan to put it in and take it back in the house. But this is how we're looking so far. Got a good heat to it. It's starting to get a little crispy. You can see where the skin's starting to bubble a little right along in there. And that means the heat's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And the beer inside the can is going to steam the inside of the chicken and steam the meat with that beer flavor on the inside. And about halfway through, we'll move the chicken over. And I'll be getting the thermometer out and checking the temperature of it. You know, all I got to do is take the 165 in the breast and good to go. And that's that. Now another thing I do when you need to add charcoal to your flame or to your heat source, I don't dump it directly on top. I set it off to the side and I use a pair of tongs and then I gently set it in there. That way I don't have a bunch of ash go up all over everything. And I just place it in there like that. Now I've already moved the chicken over. Now we're going to start cooking on the back side. Now the temperature of the chicken breast right now is already at 135 on one side and 152 on the other. So I've got to put a little more heat down on this end. And I can go ahead and bring that back over a little. It's coming along nicely. And it is done. Isn't that nice? Now we'll go in and carve it. Alright, so I've got the beer can out of the chicken and now it's time to carve it. And I used to carve the mess out of chicken or turkey. But after watching some Ina Garten recipes, she has a really simplified way of doing it, and I think it's a whole lot easier. And especially when you have people that fight over certain pieces. And there's the legs, which come right off. And then you have the thighs. Slice right off, and there's going to be a little pink, and it's just where the bone end is in the chicken, because it's definitely cooked. You have the thighs, then we take off the wing. There are the two wings, and then all we're left with are the breast. Cut down that side lobe. Isn't that pretty? Nice and juicy. Then we have the other lobe. Now I'll pick through this and get whatever little bit of meat we have off, and then we'll keep the carcass, and we'll probably just boil that and get all the rest of the meat off and make a good stock or a soup out of it, with it being cold. And there's still meat, you know, to pick off of it. And, you know, I got the little ones. They'll come out here and just pick at it till it's gone. But that's how I carve chicken, and that's how I carve turkey. And I'm going to go enjoy dinner. So, till later. See y'all.